Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is 𝗙𝗪𝗋. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show right now. Megan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Excited to be here.
Yes, we're also very excited to have you on the podcast again. For everyone's benefit, everyone who's listening, I need your help, Megan. Can you introduce yourself to our audience who are also business owners just like you? Maybe starting off with, what's your role in the business, Megan?
I am a team leader for Keller Williams in Greater Newark, Delaware. And I also cover the Middletown, Delaware office and the Elkton, Maryland office. And what I do is I handle recruiting, day-to-day business, just the overall catch-all person.
Okay, so quite busy every day then, I'm assuming.
Very unpredictable and very busy.
All right. Now, I'm curious to know, how long have you been partnered with Cyberbacker, Megan?
I believe I've been partnered with Joy for a year and a half.
Okay, a year and a half now. Now, how did you find Cyberbacker? Did someone tell you about us? Did you see us on social media?
No, actually, my personal coach is a gentleman named Rich Rector. And when we were talking about, I was drowning basically because I'm trying to be everything to everybody. And he explained to me about what Cyberbacker does and how your agents are screened. And it was just like, okay, let's pursue this.
All right. So Rich Rector told you about us then. Now, what comes to your mind now when you hear the word Cyberbacker?
Well, I can tell you I was down at family reunion and I went to the Cyberbacker booth and yes. I met Rich face to face and, they were talking to people and I could overhear them trying to explain it. And I said, let me just tell you, it gives you back your sanity, and I said, be selective in who you choose because it's got to be a match. But at the same time, your efficiency goes up. There's so many pluses to it. So that's what I think of as just actual happiness.
Yes, happiness. Now, how about time? Did your Cyberbacker help you get your time back or to focus on other things, the more important things?
100%. When I first started this position, I was doing the calls, trying to schedule appointments, and it was eating up so much of my time that my actual appointments were getting neglected. So we passed off the recruiting and prospecting to Joy, and she created her own systems with me, and it's been a very stress-free experience.
Stress-free.
It's amazing.
A breath of fresh air, something like that.
Yeah, she's wonderful. I'm very, very lucky.
So I'm curious, what was your specific struggle before you partnered with Cyberbacker, Megan?
My biggest struggle was time, and it was gaining enough back of it and not being able to complete my tasks. So on Monday, my list was 10 deep. And then by Friday, it was just, I would walk out of here defeated, feeling like, well, what did I get done? And now it's become a much more manageable system with Joy in my life.
All right, that's good to know. Now, was it hard for you to transition from, of course, doing everything on your own now to giving Joy that trust of helping you with the other tasks?
Are you talking about that little trait of mine called control freak? Is that what
something
you're saying?
Like that?
Okay. It was very challenging to me, but with her patience and her coaching and she's like, oh, I checked your calendar. I'm going to make these phone calls. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I began to be able to breathe. And then I knew I was in very good hands.
Yes, with your Cyberbacker Joy, of course. Now, How about right now too? What are the things that you enjoy experiencing now that you didn't really get a chance to do before you got partnered with Cyberbacker?
I'm seeing a lot more success in my recruiting appointments and my interactions with agents because I'm not so heavily focused on the things that Joy took off my plate. So my recruiting numbers are up. Last month, I brought in 13 agents.
Wow.
This month, I already have 6 agents. So she has increased the profitability of the market center too. So it's just win-win all the way around.
Win-win situation for both parties. I'd like to know more about your experience going through our hiring process. How was the hiring process? Was it easy enough for you?
I was very particular in knowing what I wanted. I've been in the real estate business 20 years, and the first 5 or 6 just didn't click with me. And you really have to be acknowledging of that energy. It's not insulting of anybody. I'm not judging you for your personality, but it was kind of hard for me to be like, no, they're not the one. And I think Joy was number 7, and she had excellent English. She had a grasp of the business process. And of course, Cyberbacker is like, okay, you'll get her when we've trained her also. But she was so willing and so kind and had such a sweet way about her. I'm like, for my purposes of setting schedules, reaching out to agents, she's perfect. And I also found through several other people, I had one agent show up and she's like, oh, is Joy here? And I'm like, no, Joy's not here. I go, why? And she goes, she called me every week to keep me motivated. She told me to go take the test. You've got this. You can do it. Wow. I didn't even know that she was going that extra mile to a point where somebody walks in and says, oh, where's Joy? And I'm like, well, right about now, she's getting ready for her break. But, it was just such a testament to who she is as a person and the services that you offer.
Gosh, imagine that. Someone who just mentioned that he wanted to meet your Cyberbacker. How crazy is that, right?
Yeah. So I did FaceTime her though, and we did get a chance to talk. Wow. And I texted her. I said, come on, FaceTime me in. And we did. And they all got a chance to chat. But it was so much fun just seeing the glow on the agent and then the pride and joy that her systems worked that I didn't even know were going on.
Now, very excited for Joy. Imagine you've done that, let's say, a year and a half now. Imagine what you can do within the next 3 years, 4 years in this partnership, right?
Well, I can tell you what I have done is I've expanded her role to cover my 2 other market centers. And we have people in place to handle the recruiting, and she's doing a great job. It was sort of like she got her feet wet, learned how to overcome hurdles, do all that stuff with me. And now I've sent her off. She still does majority of things for me, but I've expanded her reach, and they're having crazy success now too.
Wow, that's very
exciting. She can handle objections like nobody.
Gosh, imagine the growth of just a 1 year and a half with your partnership with Cyberbacker. I'm just excited to see where it would be in the next few more years. You already mentioned about training earlier. So how about training? I want to talk about that real quick. So does our training help you save time when we're prepping them for, of course, the task that you're going to be giving them?
It has made every introduction of change easier, because she'll just email me and say, oh, I'm doing some admin time, and I know it's training time with your company. So whatever you're rolling out, any changes in command, any changes in our KW systems, you're already giving her, so we can utilize them together. We also learn them together too.
Yes. Now, I'm also curious to know, how has your Cyberbacker Joy help you leverage your business? Specifically, let's talk about the things that you let her do on a daily basis.
What we do on a daily basis is we primarily cover what she's doing for the day. Like, I get an email from her or a text message at 7:30 in the morning Eastern time saying, logging in, have a great day, and if there's anything specific going on, follow up, does she need me to call somebody? It's almost like we get together, collaborate, and then plan the day. And then I think she logs off at like 5:36. I then get an end of day report and everything that she's accomplished. And she also emails me throughout the day, updating questions. I shoot her questions. Can you call? Can you follow up? They didn't show up. I mean, she is just everything.
Gosh, everything. She's almost everywhere then.
Yes, she is.
Now, how has your work and your lifestyle been after being partnered with Joy, your Cyberbacker?
It's an interesting relationship because she's given me back a lot of time. I have some time consuming hobbies, like I own a horse, so I like to get out of here on time to go spend time with a friend. But the relationship has gone beyond professional. A lot of people may not know, but you were devastated by some typhoons.
Yes.
Joy kept trying to work and kept trying to work. And then when I asked her, I said, well, what are you living in? And her house was gone, everything. And this happened right around Christmas. So I reached out to your head backer and I said, listen, I want to get this Christmas bonus to Joy directly so she can get her family to safety. So as much as I love her, we become two human beings on either side of the world, but always looking out for each other. So it goes beyond. And then on Christmas morning, she had her children call me from their new one-room apartment so we could celebrate together. And it was just the experience of having that connection with someone is so rewarding.
Gosh, I can already feel that this isn't just a professional relationship that you have with Joy. It's also somewhat of a friendship, right? Like family.
Yes, very much so. I was recently made a grandmother. So she's like, oh, send me pictures of the baby. I mean, you just get so enmeshed in each other's lives that it becomes fluid. I've never met her, never laid hands on her, only viewed her like we are looking right now. But for me, and I know for Joy too, it's become a level of workmanship. And we know each other so well and each other's style that it actually made me easier to let go and give me back more time to set meetings, to oversee, to study myself, things that are going on. It's just been amazing.
Yes, again, being accountable for each other, being accountable for your cyberbacker and your cyberbacker being accountable for you.
Correct.
Now, one last question, Megan. What is the best part about cyberbacker, in your opinion?
I would have to say the preparedness in which you hand over these fabulous people. Every day is a learning day. We don't necessarily expect her to just step in and run the world, but her willingness, you've prepared them so well. They have such a deep knowledge of command, of marketing. I've had her do templates for me, Google Sheets. That's the stuff where you get back a lot of time because she's so expert at it, along with helping me set appointments and stuff. She does. I said, can you make me an ad that says blah, blah, blah with this language? Boom. I have it within a half hour. She's on it.
Gosh, anything you throw at her then.
Yep. So it's really, that's what I would really say is the preparedness. I think as a client of Cyberbacker, we have to be very defined in what our needs are when we're hiring. So like, for instance, she was not familiar with real estate, the languages we speak, the processes, but she was good at computers, technology. Her English was excellent. Her kind heart came through. So it's just like hiring any, they ramp up, they get up to speed and off we go.
Yes, I agree with you there. But because Cyberbacker is here as your growth partner as well, not just us giving you a person that will work with you, but we're partnered with you. The whole company's partnered with you. Now, since you mentioned it, I believe that your Cyberbacker Joy is going to be listening, of course, once we have this out. Would you want to give this fabulous Cyberbacker a quick shout out or any message on the show?
Oh my God. I just love Joy, and life, both personally and professionally, wouldn't be the same without her. It's just such a rewarding relationship because that's really what it comes down to, is having these relationships. And I find interesting, like everybody that supports her, from the head backers to this, to that, I get phone calls fairly regularly checking in, just saying, I know things are going well, but you guys are on top of things to a point where I don't even have to reach out.
Yes, of course.
So the company as a whole is fabulous. That includes you.
Appreciate that, Megan. And also, we really, really appreciate you again being on the show. I hope this isn't the last time that we get to do this.
Whenever you need me.
All right, Megan, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you real soon, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.